let's get to the kitchen here.
Okay.
We have our question and answer, and then we have, the question of the week, and then we also have the Q&A.
Yeah. Let's get into the question of the week. Now, what is better for improvement, drilling or playing rec games? Inside of that, I have a sub-question. The sub-question is it okay to test new shots that you're working on in rec play? This is targeted at one specific person. Okay.
And who would that be?
His name is Marcus from the pickleball.com podcast with Brett Mack. He was telling a story about he hates playing with this guy because he would miss a shot and always be like, "Oh, sorry, I'm working on a new shot. I'm trying things." And he would get so frustrated and be like, "Rec play is not the time to be testing new shots. You're not supposed to be." And I'm like, that is the exact place to be testing shots.
Yeah.
And like, what are you talking about?
I feel like I've never heard someone say that.
And he firmly believes that playing rec games is better for improvement than drilling.
I think that depends a lot on the skill level you're at.
That's kind of what I think. But like, okay, so I've had this debate. Some people think, oh, just get reps and playing games. It's more realistic, this, that, and the other. Drilling, I assume we're probably going to agree on this. Drilling is king above all for improvement.
I do think drilling is king, but I also think sometimes it can be overemphasized when people say, oh, just drill. Like at some point you got to go implement this in a game. So you do have to make sure that the way you're drilling something actually is applying to real games. But I think if we're talking a ratio, like if you're probably going to go with the fastest improvement, I'm saying 80-20 in favor of drilling, or maybe 70-30 at best.
Yeah.
But like drilling for sure will be the fastest improvement.
Drilling is definitely the fastest improvement. The reason why is because in rec games, let's just say you're working on your backhand flick. How many backhand flick, if you're not stacking and you're swapping sides, how many times in a single game are you going to have the opportunity to hit a flick, say from the left side? 7 in a game? Maybe on the high end, right? Yeah. Versus you sitting there drilling with a buddy who can just feed that shot. You get 100 in a few minutes, like you're just going to get the feeling, the repetitions in, understand what works, what doesn't. Like you get the reps way faster than in rec
I can give
games.
you a perfect example of this. When we were drilling yesterday, we really only did 2 things, which is a little unconventional for us, but I actually liked it. I did one thing, he did one thing, and we just happened to do them for a really long time. He was working on his forehand speed up, and occasionally if I saw something, I would just try and say, hey, try this. And so he was missing a lot in the tape, or some would go long, and I just gave him like one suggestion about when I'm hitting that shot, here's what I'm thinking. And shots all got much better immediately from there. But now think about just exactly what you said in a game, or over 8 games if you play for 2 hours. How many times are you going to be on the right side unless you stack? Or, you're a lefty or whatever. But anyways, if you're a righty with another righty, how many times are you going to be on the right? And then how many times are you going to get to hit that speed up that you want to hit? It's not a lot. I bet you, man, I wish I could know the amount of reps of forehand speed ups he got, but hundreds in less than an hour.
Yeah.
Versus what? Less than 10 in a game? Maybe, unless you're just firing it over and over and then everyone knows it's coming.
For sure.
So I completely agree with that.
Yeah, it's the same thing or when you were working on counters a while back.
Yeah.
Like how often is someone speeding right up at you where you can counter?
Well,
depending on the level.
That's actually what we did yesterday too. We did, while he was doing speed ups, first he would only speed up the line, so I got backhand counters. Then eventually he went body, and then eventually he went chicken wing, and then eventually we did all 3. So think how many reps I got on all of those counters in the time frame that I did that.
Yeah.
A lot.
Exactly.
And I feel like I actually took some pretty interesting notes away. Like I really need to like lean in more, because I found what he kept pointing out is like you either let the ball get behind you or too close to you and you can't get it down. And so like I would be like, okay, I'll just lean really far forward and keep my paddle way out. I was like, oh wow, look how much easier it is to get the ball down because I'm closer to the freaking net. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I probably wouldn't have figured that out in a game. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, overall, drilling is just the fast track way of improving shots and getting better. Obviously, like you said, you have to implement it, test it in games, but overall, drilling is a quicker way of improving it. Like even drops. Thirds are what happens the most, and really people should be drilling. Also, this is something that's not talked about a ton, like format of drilling. Like,
yes,
people don't really talk about like how to drill or what's
Yeah.
the best way to drill. Like you said, you only worked on like 2 things, right? I've seen a bunch of people do 7 different things in a drill session. If you're only drilling for an hour and a half, most people probably aren't drilling for 2 hours plus if you're not taking it super serious. Simplify it. Only work on a couple things.
Yeah, I
'Cause
agree.
You just try to do too much. Oh, I'm going to work on drops, and then I'm going to work on volleys, and then I'm going to work on overheads. It's like it gets too muddy. It's too much.
I think there's 2 types of things. I think there is, you can do a lot of those different things, and I would consider that more maintenance, right? Like, okay, hey, you know what? Let's work on some dinking, resets, drops, drives, like maybe some 7-Eleven stuff for like transition or something.
Staying sharp.
Yeah, like that's fine. Good little tune up. Make sure you're staying in a good thing. But when you want to work on something new, isolating it and not even, I think it's even better. One of the things we did yesterday and we like to do when we drill is isolate it even more basic. Like I said, only down the line speed ups. He didn't get to speed up at my whole body. So like I know what's coming there. He knows where it's going. And then at first I was just trying to clobber the ball. And then I was sitting there going like, this isn't that realistic because like occasionally you're going to know for sure and you're just going to clobber a ball. But a lot of times you have to guess. So then I was like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to work on my technique a little bit more and like compact this. So I was like, I told him, I said, I'm not going to crush this ball, but I'm just going to make sure like I'm staying compact and I keep my technique good and feel that that's pretty sharp because I might be over swinging when I swing big. And then we can have a tiny hands battle that's kind of controlled. And then we reset and continue. So I feel like sometimes breaking it down into smaller like environments or steps can help you get to where you want to be. You don't have to just start off like, we're going to do this as hard as we can and like try and end the point.
Yeah.
So sometimes being more cooperative can also be a really good thing.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
But also we just got to rewind here a little bit. Not trying shots in rec play? When else are you going to try them, my man,
That's what
in
I'm
a
saying.
tournament?
That's what I'm saying. Like when should you be trying new shots in rec play? Like this is the one and pretty much only time you should be trying these things.
Like, how are you going to implement what you drilled if you don't implement it? I'm not going to a tournament being like, let me hit this new shot I've barely hit.
The logic doesn't make any sense. I don't know what.
That's a crazy take.
I don't know what was being smoked over there.
I don't have all the context here, so maybe there's context missing, but if that's all the context, that's insane.
Yeah.
I'm trying my shot in rec play.
Exactly. I try all kinds of things. Hitting tweeners.
Short of that thing, getting my partner literally drilled in the chest over and over, I'm going to keep doing it. But now look, if I'm hitting some weird dink and it's popping up and getting an overhead put in my partner's chest, okay, maybe I'll calm down a little bit and not piss my partner off.
Yeah.
But again, context dependent. So you guys let us know down in the comments what you think. I think there is a balance for both, but I think drilling, you'll get the most amount of reps, and then rec is like, okay, well, let's make sure I can actually do it under pressure in less than perfect environment.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
Okay.